Well, the Glazers are really still in negotiations with different parties or multiple parties to state that they sell the club of Man United, as the Qataris' confidence still reigns high ahead of Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Welcome to sorry about that. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Good morning. Hope you guys are really having a fantastic day and morning. Today is really a Saturday and United is playing against Rennes at Old Trafford. I've seen Rafael Varane coming in through and obviously posting a very huge photo of him way back while he was still playing at Rennes before he crossed to Real Madrid. That is Rafael Varane, and today we are discussing Rasmus Hojlund spotted in Manchester for the very first time, and obviously we have a story coming in from Burnley wanting to sign Alvaro Fernandez. Shows you how good this guy is, and United might be willing to cash in or obviously loan him with an option to buy to Burnley. Vincent Kompany having his eye onto this sensational Brazilian player that United signed in all the way from Real Madrid. So let's see close to 300 likes smash this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Let's start it off with Mike Keegan. He has been silent for close to a month about the takeover, and after iPaper came out and obviously told us something about the takeover, he has come out and obviously issued something via The Guardian, and he said negotiations are currently taking place with multiple parties as the Man United takeover saga rambles on. There remains a confidence among some close to Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani's bid for Manchester United that they will prevail. However, neither group is thought to have got close to a £6 billion evaluation by the Glazers, and we all know the reason as to why the Glazers are really not yet cashed in for the club of Manchester United, because none of the bidders has gone ahead to reach the round figure they've always gone ahead to call in for. Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani's bid is £5.5 billion, and that is for the entire club. Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to pay £3 billion, right, to the other families of the Glazers, the family members of the Glazers, and then he retains Joel Glazer and Avram Glazer. That is a plan, and it's also being valued at £5.5 billion. So as it stands, looks like everything is telling, and they're really just waiting for that moment to see to it that they get a person who can get them £6 billion. And if we're the Glazers, they put up this club for sale in a very bad period. If I were them, I would have gone ahead to see United obviously go play well in the Champions League, get in more players, and after getting those players, Ten Hag at least wins the Champions League or a Premier League, then they put it up for sale, because even the valuation will be high. But the fact is, United is being valued at £4.5 billion, you know, and that is a standard rating, you know, all valuation by the club valuations all over the world. And coming and telling these rich people that you're going to pay £6 billion, it's one of those things that they are not going to obviously dance to. And I don't see the Glazers getting anyone giving them that amount of money. But the huge positive, if at all you wish United the best, is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his entourage are really so much positive and confident that the bid is going to go their way, and sorry, that the takeover is going to go their way, and that is the hugest amount of time, hugest gist of the matter that you always want to obviously look at, because I know the variety or the majority or the vast majority of the viewers of United Matters channel want Sheikh Jassim Al-Thani or the Qataris to take over the club of Manchester United. That is it. So let's wait and see how that pans out, but the Qataris are really positive. And then we get into the mix of another update from Mike Keegan, as far as the takeover is concerned. He says concerns have been raised that the Man United sale process might be paused to allow Glazers to reassess their options. However, the current situation is that discussions are continuing with a number of groups with a view to a full sale or partial investment. Now, they are talking to multiple people as far as the takeover is concerned, and they believe they'll hit that magic number. If at all they manage to sell United for £6 million, that will be a magic number for them, because they would have gone ahead to uproot £1.5 million more from the realistic evaluation of the club, that is £4.5 million, and getting in more parties, multiple parties to talk to them and obviously see whether they can buy the club of Man United. That obviously takes us back into what we call the bidding process of the club of Manchester United, something that you wouldn't like us to go back, because the bidding process took close to 6 months, you know, close to 3 sets of bids were called up and nothing was reached at. So these Glazers are obviously delaying us, but let's wait and see what's going to happen in the next months. Now, the ex-United legend, defender Rio Ferdinand won the Premier League 5 times, won the Champions League, played in 3 Champions League finals, won 1 and lost 2, has come out and obviously has something to say about the takeover process of Manchester United, and these were his words. He said, "The uncertainty surrounding the ownership isn't good for Man United. It's not good for the fan base. I think that needs sorting out. The new owners now, given the way the fan base is at the moment, are needed some clarity right now. And if at all this clarity doesn't come in early enough, trust me, demonstrations are going to be like demonstrations in the due course of this season. Trust me, and it's always going to be to us every time we lose a game, because the next game will be the more targeted game to it that United and its fans demonstrate at Old Trafford. So the Glazers of might have gone ahead and said they don't mind about what the fans really say about the club of Manchester United, but I think they'll feel the heat. They'll feel the heat, because the reason as to why when Ed Woodward left and Richard Arnold came in towards the CEO of Manchester United, called the fans that really demonstrate at a pub to discuss with them, was to say to it that they don't obviously demonstrate, because those demonstrations have gone ahead to scare away the would-be new shirt sponsors of Manchester United. However much you've gone ahead to obviously get in a deal from Adidas, it's close to £100 million per year. That isn't enough if at all you don't have a shirt sponsor, because Team Viewer is leaving and they left. They're just there for a sec, and they've gone ahead to obviously go to South Africa, try to convince them to it that they give them £100 million per season for the next 10 years, and bids haven't gotten through. Qatar Airways has been approached. They also said no, and I think the reason as why Qatar said no was that if at all they are to inject money as shirt sponsors for Manchester United, they would have gone ahead to give green light for the longevity of the Glazers' stay at Manchester United. That's why they said no to sponsoring Manchester. But I think they would have liked to see to it that they have Qatar Airways as the shirt sponsors of Manchester United, because this is the biggest football brand all over the world, with close to 1 billion fans all over the world and 360,000 fans registered all over the world. That shows you how beautiful the club is really growing, and we have, or United has, the most registered number of fans all over the world. So that is it coming in from the United Takeover update. Qatar is still confident as the Glazers try to carry out negotiations with others, and I don't see them really pulling out or getting in a person who is really willing to see to it that he gets 6 billion out of his bank account to give it to to the Glazers to purchase Manchester United. Looks like Sheikh Jassim Al Thani is not going to put in a new bid, as he promised that he's not going to put in a bid that is uncalled for, and believes this bid is uncalled for, and there is no reason for him to obviously make it 6 billion, because he has some other things to do for the club of Manchester United, and he needs that money to obviously get to where they want to be. Now, today, Rasmus Hojlund has been spotted after doing his photo shoot, and there he is. Rasmus Hojlund, there he is, spotted in Manchester after a photo shoot. So he has been spotted in Manchester for the very first time. Leave alone when they picked him from the airport, took him to do the medical, but today Rasmus Hojlund has been spotted in Manchester for the very first time. Alongside his entire entourage, he was boarding into this Benz that always drives him around Manchester. And I really understand that it's not easy for him settling in, but the presence of his fellow Danish player, that is Eriksson, is always going to make him feel at home, and obviously be one of those players that really settle in early at the club of Manchester United. Today, before the game of Rennes, United is going to unveil Rasmus Hojlund at Old Trafford, and he's going to come out holding his shirt number, of which most people say it's going to be 17. Others are talking about 11. There are very many other shirt numbers that people are really talking about that are still available that he can obviously take on. There is it 20? 21 is Anthony, right? 19. It's said to be vacant because Rafael Varane is going to be putting on shirt number 4. We all know that. And those shirt numbers are yet to be confirmed by the Manchester United website. That is Rasmus Hojlund down in Manchester, and we can't wait to see him being unveiled today as a Man United player officially down there in Manchester. Then lastly, let's talk about sorry about that. Alvaro Fernandez. Alvaro Fernandez is a player that United have always wanted to keep. You saw him in the preseason, and he came out today and obviously did the needful when he played against Wrexham, Lyon and Leeds. He's good, but it shows you that he's not yet ready to break through into the starting 11 of Man United or in the position to compete with Malacia and Luke Shaw. That's why you saw to it that even Brandon Williams is really ahead of him, and he was played in more games than Alvaro Fernandez. And Burnley want to sign Alvaro Fernandez from Manchester United. This is coming in from Thomas of Sky Sports. And when you look at Burnley, they're having a very good coach, and the team is just coming in from the championship, meaning that all eyes were on him. When you look at him in the championship, he had some good games. That is Alvaro Fernandez, and I was really watching some of those games that obviously showed me that this boy is ready. If at all, he obviously faces a manager like Vincent Kompany. This 20-year-old left back of Manchester United is obviously going to come in through and obviously find himself in a position of obviously getting us to where we deserve to be. He played 13 hand games for Preston and put up 4 assists. So as he was doing all that, you know, and in the EFL Cup he played 1 game and put up 2 assists, meaning that in 40 games he put up 6 assists. The manager Vincent Kompany of Burnley was really watching and all eyes. Then he has told his bosses that let's sign this player, and I want to see the decision that United is going to take. But Erik ten Hag has seen very many players who are really at the age of 20 being sold permanently with an option to buy or an option to really sell, to an option to really get a percentage of their sale. So I don't know which decision United is going to take on this young man, but I see a lot of potential in him. But giving you a permanent deal to Burnley will work best with an option to buy or with a resale clause. So your thoughts on to Qatar is still confident over the takeover as the Glazers continue to really rumble around. Then what do you make about Rasmus Hojlund spotted in Manchester after his photo shoot. And lastly, Alvaro Fernandez. Would you sell him permanently to Burnley with a resale clause and a buyback clause, or you would sell him permanently and let him go for keeps? Because Luke Shaw is like 26, 27, Malacia is 22, 23 years of age, meaning that that left back position of United is covered for the next 3 or 4 years, and you don't know what's going to happen. So I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu Fikum. See you later. Good morning.